I'm black. I don't know if you care. If you care, subscribe. If you're one of those people, if you care in a positive way, subscribe. If you don't care that I'm black, or you care that I'm black, but you don't like black people, right? Maybe still stay, right? Because I am a token white. Top tier talks with Tim VC. Excitement, bruv. So, put it to you like this. People have been telling me I need to go back to YouTube. And in these days, I'm just, whatever the people are saying, I'm doing that. So this is it. First YouTube video, or first time on, dang, can I speak? Top tier talks on YouTube. That's what I was trying to say the whole time. Top tier talks on YouTube. First video, first episode, man. I'm excited to be here. This is my intro video. Like, don't get it twisted. This is I'm not new to YouTube. My last channel, a whopping 32 subscribers, and I want you guys all to come to this channel, right? Because one of the reasons why I stopped posting on YouTube is because when I was posting on YouTube, I was very inconsistent. And that account was just so wonky in the algorithm, and I posted so much different kinds of content on that channel that I figured I am in my niche now. I know exactly what kind of content I'm posting, like in the majority. And I might give like a little bit of this and that here and there, but I know exactly what my niche is now. I'm in a cycle of being able to post and edit like on time, on schedule. And you know what I'm saying? Even if I take a day off, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm having production. So I think it's time. Like, I think I've made enough good progress to be able to post on YouTube and be confident that I can be at least as consistent as I am on Instagram. Right. So with that being said, let's get into the journey, right? Because like I said, like, this is not my first YouTube channel. Like, I'm sure a majority of you that are watching this video right now that have came from my Facebook or Instagram or my last channel, right? Like, you guys have seen the journey, right? So, but let's assume like you guys are new and you guys are, I think like most people, I'm 29. So I think like most people my age, right? YouTube is the teacher that we always wanted, right? YouTube is the platform that you can learn whatever you want in whatever way you want, anytime you want, like by infinity, right? So like, man, OG YouTube days were crazy. Like, you get into a crazy wormhole. Like, the algorithm there was no structure to the algorithm. So like, the way that videos were recommended at that time were insane. You could be watching videos about hippopotamuses and then, get into a whole new world of, like creatures that might be hidden by the government or whatever. So like, yes, YouTube was definitely the Wild West. And, I definitely personally used it as a tool to teach me things that, I felt like I missed out on. It definitely gave me, like, I'm from Alaska, right? So like, there's just certain things like that didn't make its way to Alaska, even though we had internet, right? Like, even though I grew up in the internet era and like the peak of the rise of the internet era, there's just certain things that just didn't culturally like make it all the way over. Like, it just didn't fully like make it to Alaska. So like, I used YouTube and the internet as a way to fill in the gaps because I've always been a very curious guy, and I've always been in love with like hip hop music and culture, especially like people and how those things affect the people. And that kind of like evolved into like, like getting into my teens and 20s, like my late teens and early 20s. Like, YouTube is my tool of finding myself now, right? I'm evolving, I'm growing as a person. I'm like, things are changing for me. I'm not a young man anymore. I'm a grown man, or at least in a situation where there's no excuse and everybody's going to see me as such, right? So like, there were certain things that, like my parents and like the people who raised me, like maybe they taught me, but I needed the gaps to get filled, right? So like, then YouTube became my gap filler as a way to become a better man. Still is to this day, low key. But, past that, because YouTube played such a vital role in like my growth and like me as a person, and like, how important YouTube was to my growth, and feeling like I needed to contribute to this apparatus that is such a, shit. By this point, dude, I'm putting in a work week of hours on YouTube, maybe with overtime. You see what I'm saying? Like, by this time, Apple's giving screen time now, right? Like, technology's advancing, Apple's giving screen time now, right? So, whereas I'm spending maybe like, an average of 6 to 9 hours a week on Facebook or Instagram, maybe not even that much at that time, I'm putting in 45, 50, 60 hours on YouTube, depending on, you know what I'm saying, depending on what my week is looking like, you know what I'm saying? Especially if we're looking at the time frame where I'm still in the Navy, but COVID hits, right? And there's a lot of time on hand. I'm trying to learn beats. I'm approaching, looking at, trying to start my own podcast at this time. Pretty much I'm eating and sleeping and breathing on YouTube. And like my Netflix subscription is either null and void, like I ain't using that mug, or I'm only using it to take a break because I've ran out of stuff to watch on YouTube. But at this time I'm on self-help. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm expansive in my YouTube entertainment realm. So like, 60 hours of content is nothing for me. I might spend the day, like the daytime hours watching self-help. You know what I'm saying? Self-help podcasts or money management or this and that. Right? I might spend the nighttime watching vlogs, Kasanat, AMP, prank videos, DDG, mindless type content, right? And then I might spend the nighttime, on some, like, maybe I might be on some spiritual stuff. So I might be watching like breakdowns of like scripture or like Quran or like history videos. I love history. Or like my face, study girl lo-fi videos, bro. 8 hours long, snoozing, bro. Wake up, I might snooze for 6 hours, wake up to pee at 3 a.m., right? Lo-fi study girl videos still on, making the house feel, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it was nothing for me to put in 60 hours on YouTube at this time. I'm still putting in about 40. Let's see what my screen time is looking like right now. What my numbers on the board? Cool. It's Tuesday, right? It's Tuesday, bye. Screen time restarts on Sunday. I've put in 13.5 on my... Is that today? Hold on. That's today. Yo, just today I put in 13 hours on my phone, right? All of that time is YouTube. Except for the time I spent making thumbnails and getting ready to post my other videos, bro. And making this here YouTube channel you're seeing right now, bro. Like, so that's how much time I'm kicking up on YouTube a day. Easy. And it's not even 2:30 yet. I put in 13 hours, dog. I fell asleep watching YouTube last night, gang. Honestly, we'll leave that alone. But yeah, so like I said, like I felt like I had to contribute, so I gathered up the homies. I'm like, yo, this is the plan, right? I'm the Alaskan Joe Budden. You niggas are Ruri and Mealy Mall, right? Shouts out to DJ Academics, chat niggas stand up. You two niggas are Ruri and Mealy Mall, right? Just show up at my crib. I got everything we need, right? I'm gonna put the shit together. Just show up at my crib. I got the topics. Y'all talk. You know what I'm saying? We'll split up the thing. Like we'll split up the post. Like the post stuff, we'll split that up evenly and we'll get it shaken, right? So I'm thinking this is the wave, right? We get probably like, I think overall, like in the full phases of NGN podcast, I probably did like 12 episodes. All right. It was just like, dude, doing an hour plus of talking with niggas who not really trying to talk like you, don't really have anything like attention grabbing to say, and like everything else really got like, it really just got aggravating, right? Plus like doing anything that you're more interested in doing or passionate about doing or getting done than somebody else is always an L, right? And I'm a team player, don't get it twisted. I'm a team player and I can lead the team, right? But the team, like we all have to have the same mission. We all have to have the same end goal, right? And so, I realized that this was really a solo mission. This is something that I had to take on my own. And so I realized like, okay, like there's a few ways I can do this. I can shorten up the content and just go by myself. Then I have to be more entertaining. I have to be able to talk to myself, to y'all, stay engaging to y'all and engage myself enough to hold up the conversation. And then that kind of brought me to doing stand-up, realizing that doing the NGN podcast or doing a podcast by myself would be something that, like, doing a podcast with other people is easy. I can talk to other people all day and be entertaining, right? They might not be as entertaining though, right? Or want to be my bouncing board for content, right? And also, right, if I'm going to do it by myself, I have to build the skills to hold up that content, right? Or hold the content up on my own, right? And do editing and everything else, right? And I tried a bunch of different kinds of content, but that's a whole nother conversation. So we're here. This is my second YouTube channel. My first YouTube channel is just, I kind of explained it earlier. So what I'm trying to do with this channel, right? What I'm trying to do with this channel and in the future altogether is 1, stay consistent, but 2, have fun. right? I want to do, like my niche is advice and motivational content. So I want to, just try to give as much like a motivational, like self-help, like growth content as possible, right? By giving like content underneath. So like that's my umbrella, right? And then all these other pieces of content or all these other things that I do will kind of fall underneath that, right? So, always the goal is to have fun. I'm a fun guy. I like to have fun. This is what we do, right? So have fun. Some music content, because I think music is like a good machine to push forward like thought and things of that nature, like poetry and stuff like that. So we might do lyrical breakdowns. I know like later on today I have a Max B video dropping because I think nobody is discussing Max B the way that they should be. My stage sets, we'll probably do like reviews of stage sets. I'll definitely have clips of my content, like of my on stage content, like random clips, like key moments of like my comedy journey, family content with me and my kids and my family. Yeah, like all kinds of content. And we might do like, I do sit down content. This is my thing. Podcast, sit in front of the camera, blah. But I might do other kinds of content like reactions and blah. Just as long as it fits into the niche, right? So, I don't want to be like just a million videos for 5 years of me just sitting in this thing. You guys are looking at me, I'm looking at the iPad, and we're talking, right? I do want to be, broad. That's the word. I do want to broaden my content, and if this goes well, like even I'm not looking to be like the biggest YouTuber on the planet. I'm just looking to find my people and have a good place for you guys to have the conversations with me, right? So whoever those people are, whoever you guys are, I do want to be able to, broaden out these conversations past just like personal, right? And go into like world topics. I do like geopolitics and things of that nature. So like eventually I do want to spread it into that, but I also want to be able to share like my hobbies, right? So like I want to be able to share like paint content and DIY content and stuff like that. But we might make a different channel for that and things of that nature. So these are just things I want to give you guys an idea of what to look for when it comes to my content and like what I'm trying to give for the content. It's gonna be a good long video too. Okay, wrapping this thing up. Why you should subscribe to me, Tim VC, the Alaskan Passion, bro. Why you should subscribe to me? First of all, it's free. And in America in 2026, when everything is high, I think that we should all be open to trying things out for free, right? YouTube is free. My channel's free. Ain't no ads up here. I ain't pushing to sell nothing, right? Like all I'm asking for is your time and attention, right? So like, it's free, dude. Subscribe, like, comment, and subscribe. It's free. Another reason why you should subscribe, right? You might hear something intelligent or stupid or wise or useful, you know what I'm saying, that might want to keep you coming back. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm a smart guy. I think I'm a wise guy, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm a pretty wise guy, right? Hey, don't be a wise guy. Like, I think I'm one of those guys. Like, yeah, like, I think I'm a wise guy, right? But I don't always articulate myself in the best way. So I might be saying some smart shit, but like being a dumbass in how I'm articulating. So like 100%, right? Like you might hear me say some dumbass smart shit. You know what I'm saying? Like stick with me. So like that's another reason to subscribe. Like you might hear some stuff that you like. You might hear some stuff that you don't like. You might hear me say something that you like, but you might not like the way I say it. See what I'm saying? Like, you go any different way here. I think this is the most important reason why you should subscribe. I'm a father, bro. I got kids. Shouts out to the babies. See the babies right here? I got kids. I'm a father. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, my little man's over there asleep right now. On the other side of this wall, he's asleep. I can bang it. Probably wake him up. I'm not going to do that because nap time is important around here. But I'm a father. Right? And so if you support fatherhood in 2026 when it's the hardest time for fathers to be fathers, you should definitely subscribe because I'm going to be up here fathering. For sure I'm fathering, right? And a lot of the lessons and things that I'll be talking about that I'm learning, like you just be learning with me, right? Will be for me being a father, right? So boom. And if this matters to you, I don't know if this matters to you. It doesn't really matter to me or not, right? But if this matters to you, like I'm black, I don't know if you care. Subscribe. If you're one of those people, you're like, if you care in a positive way, subscribe. If you don't care that I'm black, or you care that I'm black, but like you don't like black people, right? maybe still stay, right? Because like I am a token black, so like I might not be like one of those blacks, right? So you might still enjoy the content, right? Like, comment, and subscribe. That's the video, bro. That's the video. Top tier talks on YouTube for the first time. This is like a 20-30 minute video. 5 years ago, I never would have thought I could talk for 30 minutes straight to the camera and just ramble, dude. I'm rambling, bro. That's it. That's the video. I gotta get out of here, gang.